just a kind of funky looking building.
วันนี้ผมอยู่กับผู้ช่วยศาสตราจารย์ดรวิลเลียมวอลนะครับซึ่งเป็นทั้งนักวิชาการแล้วก็เป็นที่ปรึกษาธุรกิจมาอย่างยาวนานในประเทศไทยนะครับซึ่งก็จะให้มุมมองเกี่ยวกับชุมชนนะ expats นะชาวต่างชาติที่ทำธุรกิจในเมืองไทยทำไมเขายังอยู่ที่เมืองไทยนะครับและเหตุใดบริษัทอื่นๆถึงย้ายออกไปครับสวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ
What was the main reason that makes you come here in the first place?
Well, the first reason was I had a business that I was operating in New York, and obviously in 2001 we had the 9/11 incident, and a lot of my business basically disappeared. So some friends in Bangkok said, why don't you come here for a couple of weeks, get your head back together, get relaxed, go back home.
And now it's like a couple of decades.
A couple decades later, I'm still here.
What changes have you seen over the years?
Oh, a lot of changes. When I came here, there was no BTS, there was no MRT, there were much fewer condos, not as many malls. I think the traffic has increased a little bit, but not too much.
In terms of business sectors, I mean the way people here are doing businesses, their mindsets and their expertise. What have you seen?
I think business has become more complex actually because we're more of a global community now. Obviously, the virus is a whole different animal. It's compounded everything. But at the end of the day, people are more challenged, but they have more information to deal with. So I think there's a lot more potential here for expats. Once we get past this issue of virus and everything, I think we're going to be in good shape because we were before. We were on a very, very good path to building the economy here.
Is expatriate community very connected and strong?
To a point. I mean, we have AmCham here, the American Chamber of Commerce. I've gone to things, for instance, for the Singapore Thai Chamber of Commerce. So we do network. I wouldn't say I've run into a lot of Americans here, actually. Most of the Americans that I know are, I'll call it transient. They come in, do business, and then leave. They're not permanent. Most of the expats that I find here are from Europe or Australia. That's pretty much what I found.
Yes, I think over the past a couple of years, even before COVID crisis, we've seen quite a few. I mean, there start to be a bit more companies or multinational corporations who have started to move out from Thailand to Vietnam, or Indonesia, countries like that. Why have they moved there?
One of the major things that we found, and it's a continual issue that you see in the news, is the strength of the baht. When I first came here, the baht was 42 to the dollar. Now I think it's around 30 to the dollar.
So, but yeah, 31 to 34.
Yeah, it makes exports very difficult. In the same turn, it makes imports very expensive coming in. So, from that aspect, I think currency is an issue. I think the other issue is obviously people need money to live on, so the labor rate has gone up here. And some of the other surrounding countries maybe aren't dealing with that kind of labor rate. Same thing with China. China's a big competitor now. And ironically, we are buying equipment from China to use in our plants. Because originally we were using some of the Japanese firms, German firms' equipment. And then we found that the Chinese and even the Indian products are just as qualified, just as good.
Now, you know, usually what keeps expat here for so long, because they've got a wife, you know, a lovely wife. They love to be here. Perhaps the wife, Thai wife, is more important than Thai country. So how about you? You haven't got any wife here?
I have a great relationship. I have a really good friendship with a lot of Thai people. And I just enjoy life, you know, I try not to take life too seriously, you know, and
because most people who have moved here, sometimes they're remarried, so they say, hey, you know, my wife in my country, you know, is very demanding. Until you live here, Thai wives perhaps are more demanding.
Yeah, I think you're right with that one.
You mean like even clients?
That could be a correct assessment, I think. Okay.
Yes.
Now, that being said, and I found this out a couple years ago, if you're American here in Thailand, You can own a business 100% because of a treaty that Thailand has with the U.S. that goes back a number of years.
That's why we've seen a lot of American business people here.
Yes. This is an advantage to a point, but again, I would strongly recommend if you're going to own that company 100%, you still bring in people who are nationals here, Thai nationals, to work with you. It just makes your life and the process so much easier. But like I was saying before, if you're looking for a good place to go, a good place to relax as well as do business, my personal opinion is Thailand is great. I have relatives back in the New York, New England area, and there's nothing better I like doing in January than calling them from the beach saying, how's it going? It's wonderful. They're sitting there in snowsuits with the heat on, and I'm sitting there in a bathing suit with a mojito. So I think in the long run, life is very good. Keep three things in mind with Thailand: good people, good food, and no snow.
Exactly. That's the I think the biggest charm of Thailand. สิ่งที่ดร.วอลนะครับเน้นเลยนะครับว่าไม่มีใครที่จะได้ในประเทศอื่นฮะข้อแรกครับ good people นะฮะคนไทยเรานะครับมีอัธยาศัยดีและช่วยเหลือเกื้อกูลดีมากแน่นอนอันที่2ครับ good food ครับอาหารของเรามีตลอดเวลานะครับและอันที่3ครับทุกคนเนี่ยมาที่นี่เลยคือ no snow ครับไม่มีหิมะนะไม่ต้องหนาวจัดนะครับดังนั้นอากาศสบายตลอดปีครับ
It's okay. It's good to see you. It's been a long time.
Okay, thank you.
Very good to see you. Yeah. Appreciate the offer to come here and help. Welcome.
โอ้โห no snow
ครับ
เหตุที่ชอบเมืองไทยคือ no snow ไม่มีหิมะ
ทั้งที่จริงๆแล้วคนไทยเนี่ยชอบหิมะกันมาก
ใช่แต่ผมเชื่อเลยนะครับถ้ามีโอกาสได้ไปอยู่กับหิมะนานๆเนี่ยผมเคยไปอยู่เยอรมันหลายเดือนนะปรากฏว่าพอหิมะมาตอนแรกดีใจตื่นเต้นนะสวยงามบรรยากาศดูดีทีเดียวแต่แค่ไม่เกินสักอาทิตย์แหละครับจะเบื่อมากเพราะมันต้องอยู่แต่ในบ้านไปไหนก็ลำบากยิ่งเวลาหิมะละลายเนี่ยโอ้โหเละเทะไปหมด
แล้วมันหนาวลำบากมากเลยนะเวลาหิมะตกหนัก
ๆครับ
เนี่ยนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นคนไทยอาจจะยังไม่เคยเจอหิมะแต่ว่าพอเจอแล้วเดี๋ยวรับรองเลยว่าไม่อยากได้แน่นอน